Director Noah Baumbach returns to Netflix with the poignant character drama Jay Kelly, which stars George Clooney and Adam Sandler. So is this too much of a Hollywood insider story, or is it going to resonate beyond Tinseltown? Famous movie actor Jay Kelly embarks on a journey of self-discovery, confronting his past and present with his devoted manager, Ron. In addition to Clooney and Sandler, there are quite a few people in this, like Greta Gerwig, Laura Dern, Billy Crudup, Riley Keough, Jim Broadbent, Emily Mortimer, Eve Hewson, Patrick Wilson, Stacy Keach, and Isla Fisher. And because this entire story revolves around an aging actor who discovers his life doesn't have the meaning and depth that he thought it did, he becomes introspective. But it's also very much an inside look into the entertainment industry. Now, Clooney, who plays Kelly, is constantly surrounded by publicists, hair and makeup people, a bodyguard, and managers. And we've seen other films that include these types of entourages, but here it's way more intrusive and ever-present. A lot of the dialogue, especially in the first half of the film, it's entertainment speak, and it can create a feeling of detachment from the story simply because the majority of people just don't interact in this way or the movie-making world. But what should maintain the connection is the heart and the emotion that we see play out through lip quivers or longing looks. It also helps that we get to witness these feelings and mannerisms from multiple characters. And although not all of them voice it, the reasonings are very similar, if not identical to why Jay Kelly feels the way that he does. George Clooney's intensely expressive, conveying regret, sadness, uncertainty, and joy without speaking a word. And when he does deliver lines, these emotions are pointedly evident, like the actor has just stopped acting and he's now channeling his raw emotions for us to watch. And while that may not sound or even seem like he would become a sympathetic character, especially with all the ego and the fame that just surrounds him, Kelly is strangely relatable. I mean, seeing someone who is confronting his life choices and then taking in both the positive and the negative, and then trying to course correct for the remainder of his life, it just kind of connects. Now, his character feels a lot like Martin Sheen's character in The Way, where this dude goes on a journey that allows him to get a new perspective and then showcase an incredible amount of growth. And that's certainly not the only movie example. I mean, it's a tried and true storytelling arc, but Clooney is just wonderful and entrancing to watch. And then we got Adam Sandler. Once again, awesome to watch him excel in a powerfully dramatic role. Sandler's dropped the silly comedy and even the sarcasm so that he can embrace a mature persona playing Ron, who's Jay's manager. Now, I appreciate how the story uses Ron's life circumstances to showcase an unfortunate parallel with Jay's life, continuously just having to neglect family in favor of the demands of his career and client. And Sandler creates a bit of a tragic character, but one of his own making. We can all see the pitfalls that he's going to walk into, and then we can shake our heads at his decisions to prioritize his client over his family. I loved how restrained Sandler is for the majority of this. He only becomes overly demonstrative in climactic scenes that require some emotional explosions. And then to also complement and contrast Kelly's self-discovery, we're given converging arcs that deal with his daughters, fellow actors, mentors, and his past. And these are seamlessly put together in creative ways so that when Kelly enters a flashback or a memory, it's as if he's walking through a new door into the scene. And many times he just literally does that. The camera work and the shots, they're immersive and captivating. I mean, even from the start of the movie, which begins with this long, continuous take, it just introduces us to the chaotic but organized world of movie making and then allows us to become accustomed to the type of pacing and the frenetic environment that the rest of the story is going to take us through. The movie may seem a bit long because it's 2 hours and 12 minutes, but also because the storytelling and the acting are both so engaging, I didn't notice the time at all. From that opening scene, I was sucked in by the setup and then became enthralled by the whole emotional journey that we get to watch unfold. There is melancholy spread throughout the plot, but it's not something that's designed to leave us depressed. We simply get to experience the highs and lows along with Jay Kelly as he remembers and then examines all of the steps that it took to get him to this present. And the pacing for the story, it's unhurried and patient, despite many sequences containing a lot of commotion and overlapping actions and conversations. And it's a deliberate and dramatic progression that knows exactly where it's headed, and it doesn't meander unnecessarily to create segments that are just boring. I understand that this isn't going to be a film that captures everybody's attention or even satisfaction. If you're not drawn to character-driven, introspective dramas, this isn't going to be for you. But that doesn't detract from your preferences or then the acting and storytelling quality. If you do, though, enjoy stories of self-discovery and examination, I say give this one a go. It becomes deeply emotional and affecting, drawing on relatable topics that transcend the entertainment world. And the recognition of regret Clooney's Kelly embraces, I thought it was powerful, sometimes painful, but he's also able to balance this self-criticism with remembering some of the joys of his life, even if they were brief. And thanks to those visual flashbacks, we're invited into Kelly's mind to experience the memories as he does. This was way more engaging and dynamic than I had imagined. George Clooney and Adam Sandler shine, both individually and then as an acting duo. With incredible cinematography and a consistent storytelling pace, the character arcs fluidly intersect to craft a narrative that isn't pretentious or preachy, but through relatable emotional context, it's going to evoke both smiles and tears. There's no sex or nudity, a lot of profanity, and barely any violence. I give J. Kelly 4.5 out of 5 couches. What's your favorite George Clooney film? I love him in Oh Brother, but he's also excellent in Three Kings. Let me know which roles you would like in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.